All right, and just for the record, please introduce yourselves, starting with Juan Trujillo.
My name is Juan Trujillo. I am with Ambagmi Pest Control and Termite, an office here located in the valley.
Okay. Hi, I'm Emily Roberts. I'm have my own company now, Deluxe Realty, Homes by Emily, with my partner Randy. It's in Panorama City, and it's really exciting to be in Panorama all the time because that's my favorite place to be. So real estate is coming up pretty soon, very soon. It's gonna be more sales coming. Thank you. See you guys.
All right, Gabriel.
Hi, hey everybody! Finally, good to meet you guys. I'm Gabriel Avalar. I got my wires crossed. I was finishing up another meeting, but basically, guys, what I'm here to do is to help us hopefully take the chamber to the next level. I'm a business financial consultant, aspiring to be getting more of that involved and use some of those skills to help us as a whole and in our community to kind of get through these historic times we've been through. And I see a lot of opportunity, a lot of good that could be done. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
All right, everybody knows him already, but Danny. All right, so we'll begin in the first part. We're getting new members, as we mentioned at the last meeting. We're hoping to actually get back in track and get at least 100 members. And we've been visiting with Gabriel a couple of the businesses. And this past month, we actually got 2 returning members and 1 new member. So if you know anybody that would like to join our chamber, please let them know. And the next item is item number 5. And for the past month, like I was mentioning with Gabriel, we actually been visiting some of the business. He would like to play the role where he actually likes to help the small business. So we've been visiting some of the small business and listening to their concerns, to their issues, and anything that they might need assistance with. And we're creating plans for each of those businesses to actually help them out. Where in the past, we've done it with Danilo, and that really works. People really feel very happy when they actually see somebody from the chamber come and knock on their door and actually check on them just to see how they're doing. So Gabriel wanted to continue to do that, and we've been doing that for the past month and a half or so. So that's one of the things that we've been doing for outreach. And then the next one, we are building an executive committee, which all of you are going to be part of. So yes, part of being an officer is actually you get extra meetings. So you there's meetings for the officers. So the executive committee meeting is being built, and we actually have all the officers already filled up. So we have no excuse. And and during this month, we actually had a chance to meet Emily, Danilo, and I. We met and we went over some of the stuff that we would like to work on for the future and to expand even at international level. And so we had a meeting with them too. Forward to this year, which we're very happy to have some of you back. So the next item is item number 7. And the United Chambers had the Small Business Awards for the United Chambers. And for our chamber, we sent Joe Williamson from the Joe Williamson Management Company. So we wanted to congratulate him and all the other winners from each of the chambers that won. And we're building committees, like I mentioned, but there's other committees being built. So like the executive committee meeting, but we're gonna have an advisory committee, which we're gonna make Emily Roberts the chair for. She seems the most senior of us to actually be the one to give us advice and let us know what we need to know whenever we don't have any answers. We're gonna go back to start attending the BizFed committee. So we're gonna be attending BizFed meetings. Emily will be our representative whenever I'm not available to attend. But as you all know, we also have other 3 people. Gabriel is gonna be part of that as well. So BizFed meetings, if you want to put it in your calendar, it's every 3rd Tuesday of the month. They have their monthly meetings. So I got to remember that myself. Every 2nd Tuesday is the chamber, and every 3rd Tuesday is BizFed. So we're going to be attending some of those meetings as well. We have a business development committee, which is going to be chaired by Gabriel. Gabriel would like to actually put together a team to actually help the small business. He would like to focus a lot on that, on helping the small business and try to cover some of their needs, so connect them with the agencies and the people who can make things happen. That's one of the beauties of our chamber. We don't have to do it ourselves. We just got to connect them with the right people, such as the Valley Economic Alliance, the SBA and other agencies, they might be able to help them with what they need. A lot of times they just don't know the information. So Gary would like to create a committee for that.
So,
And Andy Rodriguez also, which is our honorary mayor still, Andy would like to create a committee for equity committee, which is pretty much city life, anything related to environment, anything related to the lifestyle of the community. He would like to focus a lot on that and how we can improve the life of the residents of Panorama City. So he already started a committee with that. And anybody who's interested, or if you know anybody who might be interested in anything like that, they can actually join us. And as you probably know, next is the next Tuesday. I'm not even sure. Where is it? Next Tuesday, we're gonna have the yes, on June 16th, we're gonna have the new officers and board members do the oath of office. So we're gonna have a small ceremony. We normally obviously have it as an actual physical ceremony, but due to the circumstances, we're still on their Zoom. So we're gonna have a Zoom meeting, and all the officers are gonna be taking the positions. And we have confirmed the Honorable Judge Lucy Almendares. She's gonna be doing the honors of take the oath of office. I always think it looks pretty sharp and it looks much better when we have the opportunity to have somebody such as herself. She did it in the past for the honorary mayor. She's the one who sorted in, for this situation. And for you guys to know who's who, I'm gonna still be playing the president. Miss Emily Roberts is gonna be our executive vice president. Then Jorge Mendez will still play the CFO, and Juan Trujillo has accepted and he actually volunteered to be the secretary of the board. And then we have as first vice president, it's going to be Danilo. As a second vice president, we have Alex Hernandez, which he was also in the past our second vice president. And we have Mr. Gabriel Avalar as the vice president of business development. So those are the officers that we have for now. And that's the beauty of it. And we're pretty much done with the meeting, but now Perla just joined us. So Perla, would you like to at least introduce yourself? Wait, she's still connecting. She's coming. There you go.
Hello.
Hello, Perla. Welcome. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Um, Hi, good afternoon. My name is Perla Eliana Laguna Sabundes. I'm a community volunteer in Bestar Panorama City and Neighbors organization, and I'm also on the Panorama Neighborhood Council. Uh, and happy to be here with you guys. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay. What I'm doing right now on the chat, I'm gonna put the agenda because we're pretty much done. But like I said, Perla just jump in. So if you guys want to know what we talk about, I'll do it later. Ooh, for whatever reason, it's not working. So I apologize for that. Well, if anybody wants it, or do you guys see it?
Not yet.
Good.
Well, this is pretty much for Perla because all of you already know my email. But if anybody wants the agenda for today, you can actually get a copy and I'll send it to you through email.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
So
Thank you.
all right, we got a couple of more minutes. Anybody would like to say something before we go away?
I do. Would I be able to say something, Saul?
Sure, go ahead. 5 minutes.
All right. Hey guys, I'm the newest member to this team here, and I've had the pleasure of really getting to know Saul and Danilo, and what they're about. And I'm really excited about what we have in front of us here. Just simply because I feel that we are in a time right now that's pretty much unprecedented in modern history as far as what we went through the pandemic, which impacted the business community in every aspect, in every facet. So right now, it's the time that people are in need of help. Of those that have actually been able to make it through this far, right? And how can we, continue to have them prosper? Because the goal is to help not only our communities, but the families of those, that are, part of the community. And that's why I'm excited about this. I'm really looking forward to what's to come here and getting to know you got each and every single one of you guys on a deeper level, so that way we can co-create some pretty good, solutions for the people that we are trying to help. So, like Saul said, I am going to be chairing the committee for business development. I left it somewhat broad because, I mean, when it comes to business, there's so many facets that we can get into. And the goal is to really assess what businesses in our community are in need of, and to put together a game plan, a blueprint on how we can like systematically go down the list and check those off, right? Because we want our members and the other, communities and other chambers to see that we are really willing to put actions to words. At least on my behalf, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I don't like to overpromise. I would like to overdeliver, but ultimately, I'm very excited to be here. I am honored to be amongst individuals that actually want to volunteer and dedicate their time, for something that's bigger than themselves. So that to me is very important, and I am again elated to have the opportunity to get to know you, each and every one of you guys, and really take this chamber to the next level, because I see the vision, I see the good that we can do, and I think it's just the perfect time. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to be more proactive in this. We're actually meeting up later on in a few hours here, me and Saul, to go over some more, some of the data that's been collected and how we're going to go ahead and, revamp it, right? So big things are ahead of us, guys. And I appreciate everyone for being on the call. Thank you, Saul, Mr. President, Danilo, and all the other, officers that's on this call. We're going to make some great things happen, guys. That's it.
Actually, Gabriel, just give me an idea really quick, since we're going to have the installation of officers pretty soon. I would like to talk about some of the people that we have and why I personally invite them to actually be part of our team. So I'll start with Emily. Emily, well, in a personal level, she's like a second mom to me, or like an aunt. We met her almost 12 years ago already. Believe it or not, it's already been over a decade. And from the moment I met her, literally 20 minutes after I met her, we began to work together. So we were in the same company. Gabriel, you know what it is, but we both were with WFG. So we began to work immediately, 20 minutes right after I met her. We started working on that, but also on the community. She was with the Filipino Chamber at the time, and I was with the neighborhood council as the commerce chair. So we began to try to connect the Latino community with the Filipino community, and we created an event. We launched an event, which was Fiesta Panorama. And pretty much ever since we've been working together, she was kind enough to actually join my team when I was in the commerce committee, and she was my vice chair for the commerce committee. And after we opened the chamber, she was one of the three founders, which is Danilo, myself, and her. And she immediately became our executive vice president at the moment when we opened as well. And she also took on the role of treasurer, since we didn't have any offices at all. We were really starting from scratch. So each of us pretty much took like 2 or 3 different roles to get the chamber started. She's very well known and respected in the business, period. Sometimes if you don't see her, it's because she's everywhere. She's pretty much, if she's not here, recently she was apologizing because she hasn't been as active with us. But exactly what I told her, if she's not here, it's because she's working somewhere else, making a difference, in a different community or in a different institution, but she's always running back and forth. She belongs to at least 13 different institutions. And I used to make fun of her because, well, she signed her name, she would sign the title, and she would have like 13 titles underneath. It's like a whole page just to read, her titles underneath. But I love her dearly. She really is an amazing person, human being, and she's the kind of people who, just like Gabriel keep on saying, she's a doer, not a talker. She won't talk and she won't say much, but she'll make things happen. And she will take on the roles and the situations that nobody else will, because they're afraid to take on the responsibility, whether it's financial, whether it's the responsibility of something going wrong or anything like that. She's definitely a business leader that I respect and admire a lot. Danilo, well, besides my being best friend, actually is hilarious. But before being my best friend, we met professionally. He's been a volunteer since like the age of 10 in the community, just like me. He started at a pretty young age. And by the time I met him, he actually became a volunteer for the neighborhood council as well. And he established a youth committee, which was a committee for the young people to come in. He also was with the outreach. He also was with the land use. He was with the, what was it, um, beautification committee and a co-chair with the what is it? He actually was one of my vice chairs as well for the commerce committee for about 5 years. So when we finally left the neighborhood council, he also immediately became my vice chair. I meant to say first vice president for the chamber. So just like Emily, he's been there literally from the beginning. I met him when he was pretty young. He was like 14, 15 when I met him. And ever since then, we've been working together and actually making a difference in the community. Juan, holy cow. Juan, we both were cashiers at McDonald's. I know him for about 22 years now. So we both started as cashiers at McDonald's, and ever since it's been pretty awesome to see him come back and forth. We both have multiple jobs throughout the years. We reconnected almost a decade later, from working at McDonald's when he saw that I was starting also with the commerce, and he started attending some of the meetings with the commerce committee as well. And then when we established the chamber, he immediately said, "I would love to support you guys and any ideas that you might have. I'm 100% in it." But actually, this is the first time ever he actually dared to take an officer's position. So it's been 5 years with the chamber, and it's been another probably 3 years that he was supporting us with the Commerce Committee. So a total of about 8 years that he's been also involved, in everything that we do one way or the other. He's also one of the people that perhaps is not there all the time, but I know every single time that I pick up the phone, I mean, I can give him a call, he'll pick up and he'll answer and he'll come through and he'll make something happen. So I know that he's the kind of people that I try not to bother, and if I do, it'll be because actually we need help on something, and he will make it happen. So thank you, Juanito, for your support, and thank you for one way or the other also being there. And
Thank you.
the most recent one was Gabriel. Gabriel, it's crazy, but I was pretty comfortable already on my chair and slacking off like everybody else. Maybe I should have not left that on the recording, but yeah, I'll probably cut that part. No, but I was really comfortable, honestly, like everybody else at home, actually blaming the pandemic for not getting to work and not doing much. But Gabriel, exactly the first day that we met, the first day he picked up the phone and he decided to contact the chamber, he was so pumped up, so excited, and he wanted to get to work. He literally reminded me my first year when I was with the neighborhood council, where I actually had energy, passion, and I wanted to do it all, and I wanted to make this world really a much better place. I wanted to really change the entire Panorama City. I wanted new business. I wanted all. That's what Gabriel is right now. He actually make me contagious again. He actually make me want to go back and actually remember the reason why we're here and the reason why we decided to take on these roles, and it was to actually serve the community and to make sure that they're taken care of. So Gabriel really is a fresh face. It reminds me of me in my early 20s, really, that I wanted to make so many things happen. So he's got the energy, he's got the passion, he's got the experience, and he just needs to actually be trained practically in how we work at the chamber. But he's not waiting. He's one of the people that remind me, see that we get it done now or forget it. People are gonna leave. People are gonna decide, you know what, we'll go to the next one if we don't get things done now. And somebody's gotta get it done. If the other institutions are not doing it, somebody's gotta get it done. So he motivated me to actually put back on my suit and start having meetings and actually start talking to the businesses and go find out how we can be of help and how can we be a solution, for the business community. So I'm really happy to have all of you as part of our team. The same thing I can say about Alex. Alex immediately, when we opened the chamber, he jumped in almost like 6 months later, and he was our second vice president. And the only reason why he left is because his wife had a baby, and they had to share the time about taking care of the baby, and he was supposed to take care of the baby in the mornings. So he was no longer available to attend the meetings. But now the baby's grown and is going to school. So he says, "Saul, I would love to come back, and I would love to continue to serve." So he's our second vice president for now. So I hope you guys learn a little bit more about yourselves. But I know you all have a life and you got better things to do than to sit here with all talking on a Zoom meeting. So we'll call it a day, and we will assume we will consider this meeting adjourned. So thank you for
Thank
being.
you.
You got something to say, Juan?
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to say thank you, sir. Oh,
No, go ahead.
Well, I just like to compliment because we know Saul, he's a great activist in our community, and I like to thank you publicly for everything you do. Some things we know you do, and some things we never know what you do for this community. So thank you very much for being a pillar, and most important for motivating. I will talk about me, for motivating me and take action in the community and in what we do here, because this is where we live. This is where we feed our family off. You know, we cannot just be selfish and ask. Sometimes there is time to give. And Saul Mejia is one of those persons that will give, and he will not expect anything, believe me, anything in exchange. So whatever we can do to support Saul, I thank you all. And I thank Saul for dedicating most of his life to that community. So thank you very much, Saul.
Yes.
And I would like to add that termite season is here also. And any lead that you guys send, it is to provide for local jobs here in the community, and to keep us open for any businesses. This will be Miss Emily Roberts, Saul Mejia, Gabriel, Danilo Guerra, Perla, whatever we do, whatever referral you guys give, it comes back to the community, because that's who we are. We're members of this community, and we operate, we work, we eat, we hang out in this community. From time to time, we go to
That's right.
Northridge Mall, right? But not the malls are closed. But anyways, so thank you very much for your support. Please send any leads our way. Let's create this network, because that's, you know, one of the things that this chamber is about, creating a network. Thank you so much.
100% agree.
And yeah, and I second that motion, and not motion, but I echo what Juan is saying. Saul never stops. Pandemic or no pandemic, rain or shine, he's always there. So really appreciate him and Danilo and all of you for sticking out, and we will make things happen. We just work together, we will make things happen and support Saul, because he's been really dedicated, really like his brain is how to make this world a better place. So I really appreciate him, and I thank God that he's here with us.
I
And God
concur.
bless you all.
I concur. Hey guys, may God continue to bless the works of your hands. So just go out there and just try to be of
Thank you.
service. So I'm really honored again. Thank you, Saul. You are a gentleman and scholar, as well as Danilo and everybody else on the call. So I look forward to working with you guys very, very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Please don't forget next week
Thank
the
you,
installation
guys.
of officers. So take care.
Be on there for sure.
Yes.
You got it.